Hey boys, what's going on? It's your boy Colazo here today, guys, and today I'm bringing you the last day of spoilers for Unearthed Prophecy. Very happy. It's been a very busy 2 weeks for me since these spoilers started. So we're going to hop into this. We have some really fun spoilers today, so I hope you guys enjoy them. Starting out, we're gonna hop into Abyssian with our first card. By the way, all these cards I don't have the animations for. I don't know why Duelist didn't put them up on their Unearthed Prophecy reveal page, but they're not there. So I had to get all these off of like Reddit and Twitter and wherever I could really find them. So the first card that we're going to talk about is super good. I actually really like this card. Now this is a 2-mana minion. His name's Phantasm. He's a 3/2 with whenever your opponent summons a minion, give a minion in your action bar +2 attack. So we already know Aggro Abyssian is going around kind of wrecking things right now. I'm pretty sure everyone's ran into Aggro Abyss at some point in time. I mean, I even have an Aggro Abyss deck somewhere right here, Aggro Abyss. And I think this card's definitely going to fit in perfect with that deck. If I actually go to click on mine, for 2 drops in my deck, I'm running Healing Mystics and Ooze, and I can actually get rid of the Healing Mystics and put Phantasm in, and I'd be a-okay with that. I think this card is definitely going to see play, able to push your opponent for a little bit more damage. Definitely as player 1, when you're able to play this thing out player 1, your opponent has to play a minion, right, as player 2, unless they dispel this, wasted a dispel on this already in their first turn, which is going to put them behind, which is great. But if your opponent wants to dispel this or remove this, if they somehow have it, you know, so be it. If not, and if they play a minion, then a minion in your action bar is going to get +2 attack. If you're playing an aggro deck, normally you're going to be playing a lot of really early game aggressive minions, and you're going to be able to get something out. This could even buff something in your hand like a Spec Rev that you're holding onto for some reason. So it's going to be crazy. Like this with Tigers is going to be nuts. Like 5 attack Tigers just out of hand is going to be great. So yeah, Phantasm's 100% going to see play. It's going to see playing competitive and on like casual play. It's just a really good aggro card. And he looks like that one guy from, he looks like Skeletor, if anyone knows who that is. From, I forgot what show it's from, but that's what he looks like. I'm very excited for this card. It might see a nerf, maybe not, depending on how much it sees play, because a lot of people were saying that it's going to be overpowered. Keep in mind that this, it doesn't say on card, but everywhere I read says it is a random minion in your hand. You do not get to pick. So keep that in mind. I might be wrong when it comes out, but I literally read that everywhere that it's supposed to be a random minion. Also, this includes minions not summoned from your opponent's action bar. So if your opponent has like playing Wraithlings or anything, and they BBS as Lilith, guess what? You're getting 2 minions in your hand is going to get +2 attack, which is crazy. So think about it as that as well. It's not always minions from your action bar. It can be minions summoned from anything, from any effects. You know, Voice of the Wind or Voice of the Wild. I forget that Vaynar card that summons 2 2s. You know, there's a lot of ways to buff things in your hand with this. Your opponent's going to have to take care of this, or they're going to be taking a lot of damage to face because you're going to be summoning bigger and bigger minions. I really like this card, 100% going to see play. Let's keep moving on, though. The next card I have for you, we're going to hop over to Magmar. Now, I actually have 2 Magmar cards for you. The first one we're going to talk about is Vath's Brutality. Now, this is a 2-mana spell with Stun an enemy minion. Give your general +1 attack. Now, this card, it can seem okay in Smork decks. I mean, I can see it definitely being played. The only reason, I guess, you would play this is just to give your general, like, another +1 attack, another way to do it. That way you can, like, go off with Drogon maybe later in the game. And even stunning an enemy minion, that minion doesn't need to be next to you. You could stun something that could get next to you, like, the next turn and maybe end the game. You can stun something, buff up your general, and try to go for, like a Drogon kill or something like that. I think it's okay. It might see play, it might not. I think we need to see the whole set first before we actually judge if the aggro Vath deck's actually going to see play. I doubt it'll see play in Starhorn. I mean, it might, but right now, Starhorn, I really don't know what direction it's going to head in. I mean, right now it's kind of in like that Decimus kind of thing. It's Decimus Starhorn kind of thing decks going around. Other than that, Starhorn really doesn't see play. We might even see like a Swarm Starhorn list again, kind of like Pokehorn when that was around. But we'll see. Let's see. Other than this being paired with like Smork and being like a Drogon, like another way to buff for a Drogon finisher, I really don't see why this card would see play. But other than that, yeah, that's really it with this card. Not super interesting card to talk about. Let's hop into the next card. Now, both these Magmar cards... Oop, that's not it. That's Songai. Alright, here we go. Sorry. So, the next card we're going to talk about is called Primal... what is it? Primal Ballast? I don't know. Something like that. So, this is a 2-mana spell for Magmar. It's Dispel a space. If there is a minion on that space, give it +2/+2. So, kind of like what Magmar does a lot. Or a lot of their cards that CPG does with Magmar, kind of like a Thumping Wave ability, give a minion +8 attack, or +5 attack, and then turn it into a 3/3 Kindling or something like that. Magmar has this thing to where, like, they give you a buff, but they want something in return. Like, they want to transform your big minion into a 3/3. In this, they want to dispel your minion, but you get a buff. So, and Thumping Wave did see play, +5 attack, but it transformed something into a 3/3 because you could use it as removal, or you could use it as buff. This card, you could use it as Dispel, but if you Dispel, you are buffing an enemy minion, so keep that in mind. They probably printed this card to deal with like the new tiles that are coming out and stuff like that. I saw something on Reddit that this could pair well with, what's that card's called? Dagona? Something like that. That big fish thing that eats something up. And then if you dispel the fish, it never spits out that minion. So I guess you keep the minion. And then you're giving your big fish to +2/+2. So it'd be a 10/10. Like I saw that as a combo maybe. We might see this card play. Maybe even with Unstoppable Leviathan. So you're not taking, I think, what is it? 7 damage or 4 damage to the face maybe. So we might see this card. We might. I highly doubt we'll see play in competitive decks, but we might see it in other decks, maybe some fun, goofy decks. Other than that, I don't really know where we're going to see this thing, because dispelling a minion's fine and all, but giving it +2/+2 sucks. Where you compare this to Chromatic Cold, where it's like dispel a minion, if there's a minion on it, I think deal 2 damage to it, right? So, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. Compare this to Chromatic Cold. So it's like, you could dispel your opponent's minion and give it +2/+2, or you dispel your own minion and give it +2/+2, but it's dispelled, so that sucks. You really don't want to ever dispel your own minions unless they have a downside. But yeah, other than that, let's keep moving on. We're gonna move on to Songai now. I'm trying to get through these. I know I'm going through them pretty quick, but a lot of them there really isn't much to talk about, and I do apologize. Okay, so next card we're gonna talk about is the Songai card. This card I actually really like. This is a 1-mana spell. It's called Gotatsu, something like that. Something ninja sounding. Deal 1 damage to a minion. Draw a card at the end of turn. Cantrips are great, man. Anytime you're able to draw another card is great. And definitely when you can, 1 mana for 1 damage and card draw is great. Really, 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 really wish that you could draw a card like right then, kind of like a Sphere of Darkness, but you can't. I still think the card's still going to see play. Still going to see play. Able to ping things off, probably kill things sometimes. And able to draw a card at the end of turn, that's great fuel for any Songai deck trying to draw cards. Now, this is deal 1 damage to a minion, friendly or enemy minion. So you could actually deal 1 damage to like your Lantern Foxes to draw another Phoenix Fire. You can deal 1 damage to yourself to trigger some of your minions' effects depending on what they are. The one that just comes to mind right now is Lantern Fox, because that's the one that sees the most play. Definitely in Songai. What else? Other than that, man, I think it's going to see play. Like I said, kind of wish it draws cards instantly. But it'll still see play. Dealing 1 damage for 1 mana is great, and drawing a card's even nice as well. But yeah, really like this card. We'll 100% see this in Songai decks. Let's keep moving on. Now, I'm sorry for this image. This is the worst one, but it's the only one I could find. This is a 2-mana Vitruvian structure. This is Lava Storm Obelisk. Get to 0/4 with Summon Dervish. At the start of your turn, deal 6 damage to all enemy minions in this row. So, that is horizontal. It's like a blast effect. Kind of. Blast can go up or down, but I'm pretty sure it's horizontal. I'm not sure. Wonder if it's vertical. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. We'll find out when the card comes out. First off, I think the card is amazing, right? We're going to see this card 100% in structure decks. This gives you another 2-drop you can play as an aggressive Xerix deck. If you want to play more of an Obelisk deck, we can start running Wind Slicers now, because Wind Slicers is going to see effect with the Trigon Obelisk and this. I think they're the only 2 Obelisks we've seen so far, but that's enough, because you want to put in these Trigons, Flame Flame Blood Obelisk, or not Flame Blood, Fire Blaze Obelisk, and the normal Obelisk. You're going to want to run all those. Wind Slicer's nice with them because it's a good 2-drop. It's a 2/3, and you're, decreasing everything in your hand, which is great. I'm not sure if Allomancer can get this. I've read that Allomancer can and cannot get the new Obelisk, so I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me. Look it up. I might ask Thanatos, so maybe he'll let me know, but I'm not sure. If Allomancer does grab this, Allomancer is going to get so strong in this next expansion. There's so many, like, both Obelisks that are new are good. Like, this is such a good 2-drop to lay down. Able to blast through your opponent is great. And then, like, if your opponent is setting up for, like, a big turn, they're playing all these minions, this activates at the end of your turn. So you could play this and just dominate your opponent and blast away all his minions, which is great. It's nice that this triggers at the end of your turn and not at the beginning of your turn. That makes it useful the turn you play it. Other than that, man, I think this card will see play. Will see play, man. Good 2-drop. Its ability is crazy fucking good. And then, like, Wind Slicer support, Allomancer support. Oh, and last but not least, I saw this, which is really creative. Stone of Spears. You guys remember that card? Let me actually look it up for you, because I don't think anyone's ever played it ever. Stone of Spears is a 1-mana spell for Vitruvian with a friendly obelisk gains +3 attack. It may move and attack this turn if able. Now, the thing we really want to focus on there is may move. So now you can move your Lava Storm Obelisk around and deal 6 damage to something else in another lane, which is crazy. So we might actually see some Stone of Spears supports. We might actually see some Stone of Spears decks, which is nuts if you think about it. Now, keep that combo in mind, because that actually works with all your obelisks, definitely if you're running a very obelisk-based deck. I think we might actually see Stone of Spears. Might actually see it, just maybe for this card. Let's keep moving on. Now, I think, what I have, 2 or 3 more cards for you? Maybe 2? Yeah, 2 cards. Okay, yeah. I have 2 more cards for you, both of them Linar. We're going to hop in with the first one. Now, this is a 3-mana minion for Linar. This is Aurora. He's a 1/5 with, whenever you summon a minion with 2 or less attack, this minion gains +2 attack. Now, I think this card's okay. I don't think it's the greatest. I think we might see this in Swarm Linar, and that's it. And the reason we only might see it in Swarm, because as a 3-mana minion, I'd rather run Silverguard Knights than this. Silverguard Knights at 3/5. You're always going to get it as a 3/5, because you're always going to summon it next to your general, unless you're, I don't know what you're doing. But you're always going to get a 3/5. Now, this is a 1/3. If you have something else as summoning with this on the turn that you want to play this, like, if you want to play this on 3 mana, you're not going to get any effect out of it. Oh, I'm losing my voice. Give me 1 second. Oh my gosh. Losing my voice, boys. So, I think it's an okay card. We might see it in Swarm Linar, because Swarm Linar has a lot of really low drops. You can run things like Sunwisp, Xerx, because if you run Xerx, that 1/2 for 1 mana, it's a neutral minion. This triggers twice because you're summoning 2 minions. Same thing if you're running like Ash Mephits in your deck for some reason, the 2/3s that you get 3 copies of. This triggers multiple times. Now we might see it. And that's probably the only place we're going to see it. Just keep in mind, when you summon a minion, it does not need to be from your action bar. So if you have any way to summon minions just out of, like, Kron summons 2/2s, right? So if you're running Kron in your like minion Swarm Linar deck for some reason, this is going to trigger because Kron summons the +2 prisoners. So we might see this card played. I doubt OC can play competitively. Might only see play in like casual decks or kind of some fun goofy decks. But other than that, that's what I think about this card. I think like I said, I think it's an okay card. Not seeing playing competitive though. There's no way people are gonna run this over Silverguard Knights. I doubt it. Never. All right, let's keep moving on. Let's move on to our last card now. I'll save this card for last because I think it's so strong and I enjoy it a lot. This is Apyrion's Claim. It's a 7-mana spell for Linar with destroy all minions in a 3/3 area and turn their spaces into hollowed ground. Okay, so this is kind of like a board clearer, but kind of not, because you're not clearing the entire board. But destroying minions in a 3x3 area is crazy. That's still a very large area if you look at the board. That's 9 spaces. 9 spaces. So this is a 9 tile AoE that you're getting. So you're getting 9 tiles out of it and clearing off enemy minions. I feel like this is a very good late game for Zeron. If Zeron's falling behind, you run maybe 1, maybe 2 copies of this in your deck, and you're just able to clear your opponent's minions like no tomorrow, and get tiles out of it, so you're able to work with Zeron's ability. Now keep in mind, this does say destroy all minions in a 3x3 area, so those are friendly minions as well. So make sure you use this thing wisely. You don't like, you know, destroy your own minions. So be careful. Be careful. Like I said, we might even see play with this in we might see this in Argeon as well. Sorry, I forgot his name, but I doubt it. I think Zeron is going to be the place for this because of the hollowed ground, and I'm very, very happy that Zeron finally has some late game removal, things that you can run besides like martyrdoms, because I hate martyrdom as a removal. So I'm very excited for this card. 100% going to see play. It may be in competitive. I don't know yet. We'll see where Zeron lands in competitive. But I think it will. Like, removal is always good, and removal that gives you 9 tiles is going to be crazy. And I'm sure that they probably didn't show us a card, but I'm sure there's going to be a card that kind of like, you know, give this card +1/+1 for each hollowed ground or something like that. And that's going to be crazy with this. There has to be one. There has to be one. It makes sense. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I kind of pushed through there at the end. My voice is starting to kill me, as you guys can probably hear, but that is the end of spoiler season. Oh man, I love spoilers, but it kills me, kills my voice. It's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed all the spoilers I brought you. I gave you my best input I could on all of them. Next time you guys see me, we are going to be doing some deck tech, some fun ladder play. Make sure you guys check me out on Twitch. I do a lot of that. Check me out on there. That's really all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like it, comment, and subscribe if you guys are new. But as always, I'm your boy Clazo. Hope you guys keep on dueling, and I'll see you guys next time.